Good morning to my second grade class and families. Why am I wearing shamrocks on my head today? Well, that's because it's March 17th, 2020, and it's St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, you guys. So let's start with, I just wanted to go over a few things with the work from yesterday, because I actually went through and did it all myself, and I thought there might be some things that I wanted to address and go over. So to begin, in the morning work, the early bird work, question number 4 was, what is the subject of a sentence, A or B? And the sentence is, a hungry hawk swooped down to catch a mouse. So first we need to remember that the subject is the person, place, or thing that is doing something. And then that will help you narrow down and decide what's the subject. So a hungry hawk swooped down to catch a mouse. So the hungry hawk would be the subject. So A would be the correct answer for number 4. Down here at the bottom, fill in the correct symbol. I know we get this confused sometimes. This is for my math class. So, greater than, less than, and equal to. But what's important to remember is the symbol is always chomping towards the bigger number. So 216 is less than 261. And see how it's chomping towards the bigger number? That's how you're going to remember which way your symbol goes. Let's see if there's anything else on early bird. Yes, I wanted to make sure that everybody had their work shown for the word problem and that you are underlining what you know. And what else do we do, guys? We underline what we know and we what? We circle what we're looking for, okay? So underlining the information that we know and circling what we're trying to figure out. So making sure that you're showing your work, okay? Now, this equation you have to carry over. But there is another way to do that, just in case you are not feeling comfortable doing that. And that is breaking down the equation into steps that you do know. So 56, let's see if I can get this on here. 56 plus 30, since it's 35. 56 plus 30 equals, I'm trying to look backwards, 86. And then you're just going to add 5 to that from this 35. And then you'll come up with the same answer, 91, as if you had borrowed and carried over. Or carried over, not borrowed. Okay? I just wanted to show you that. All right, so that's early bird from yesterday. Writing notebook. I just wanted to make sure, I think yesterday I forgot to mention to use this nifty word bank to help you write your sentences. Lots of good words on there that are related to the topic. So use your word bank and make sure that you are trying to not get out of order, coloring your prompt when you're finished with it. So make sure you color your prompt. All right. Spelling packet. All right, so this is your word sort. This is what you guys should have in your notebook. Just like this. This is what we do every single week. So you're sorting your words according to the family. Okay? And then you cut out your spelling words and you put them in a bag. And that is going to help you do all of your spelling work, which was alphabetizing. Okay? So put these somewhere safe so you don't lose them, so you can get your spelling work done. All right. Moving on to math. All right, this is what I did. I worked the Solve It strips and then I glued them in my notebook right after my word work. Just glue it in there. That way you won't have to keep track of it. And then just fold it up at the bottom. And that way it'll close. Okay? It's just an easy way to keep up with it. You don't have to worry about it getting lost. So just glue it right in your notebook. All right. And then, so a lot of these questions were asked 10 people what they like. It's okay if you didn't ask 10 people. As long as you got as long as you got data, which is one of our vocabulary words, in each of the sections of your graph. All right? So I was looking over this. I think it was pretty self-explanatory. And I didn't really see anything that I felt like you guys might have a hard time with. But let me know if that's wrong and if I need to go into any detail about any of this work. Just, again, making sure you're showing your work, guys. I need to know how you got this sum. I need you to write everything out and see how I'm underlining in my word problems. You need to be doing all of those things. Underlining what you know and showing your work. Okay? And then the last question was, why do you think the fifth tally mark is shown at a slant? That was kind of an interesting question. So I looked it up. And the fifth mark in each group is at an angle because it's easier to recognize the group, and the slant is easier to recognize within the group, and it closes out that group. So those are two reasons why the fifth tally mark is shown at a slant. So I'm curious to see what you wrote, because I thought that was kind of an interesting question. And I think that's it. And I know you guys all chose carrot sticks over cookies for your favorite snack, right? All right, moving on to the word work. All right, so we were hunting for nouns. A noun is a person, animal, place, or thing. So, did you guys find them all? Did you find all the nouns, all 10? All right. So your first one should have been soccer, second one glue, third paper, fourth birds, fifth clouds, 6 bugs, 7 mom, 8 pig, 9 paint, and 10 flower. And then you just found them on the word find. All right. Let's see. Okay, Reader's Notebook. This was kind of fun. We haven't done this before. This is new. But I really liked using the different colors to illustrate the evidence that you found in the text to support these questions. I did not write in the answers because you guys can do that. But I did want to illustrate how you highlight your stars each time you read them, and that you underline or just highlight the text that is the supporting evidence for the questions. All right? And then the second page to that was the true and false. All right, so one of these we've talked about in the past, and this was inferencing. You're making an inference, okay, about this one. So I don't know if that one was a little bit tricky or not, and I'll read it to you. The bees got mad because the bear wanted to eat their honey. So in the passage, it says, let's see. The lazy bear put his nose in the hole to lick some honey. While he was enjoying the honey, the bees got together and they stung him right in his nostrils. So you kind of had to make an inference that the bees, you knew the bees stung him, and you knew that he was in their hive because he stuck his nose in there. So you kind of had to put that together and make an inference that the bees got mad because the bear wanted to eat their honey. All right? So for false, the smell of the honey was coming from a very big tree. No. You got to look back in the passage, and it was a hole in a small tree. The bees stung the bear in his tail. Well, we know from what we just read that the bee stung him right in his nostrils. So that would be false. And the setting of the story is a zoo in summer. And we know from the very beginning, it says it was spring. The sun was shining down among the trees in the green forest. Okay? So go back and make sure you're using your text to answer your questions and to do this true and false. Let's see. All right, social studies. Social studies. This was interesting. So I highlighted 3 things that I thought were particularly interesting about Amelia Earhart. And that is, at 7 years old, she built a homemade roller coaster with her sister Muriel. And after it crashed, she stated, "That was just like flying." I thought that was pretty neat that they built a roller coaster. And I thought it was really pretty amazing that she saved her money to take flying lessons all by herself. She saved her money and bought her first plane. She became the 16th woman to receive her pilot's license from hard work and determination. And that today, Amelia Earhart is remembered as one of the bravest women in history. And why do you think she is considered the bravest, one of the bravest women in history? I'll let you think on that. All right, so that was our work from yesterday. And let's move into today. I'm just going to quickly go through it. You're going to, again, start with your early bird, okay? And you've got another word problem, so make sure you show your work, all right? Excuse me. All right, I wanted to before we talk about the journal, I wanted to kind of introduce this acronym that I created, just to help you guys remember when you're writing in your journal, okay? So Panther Pause. All right, so the P is for use punctuation in every sentence. Every sentence should have some punctuation in it. That's P for pause. A, always use your best handwriting, okay? So slow down and use your best handwriting. W, write in complete sentences. We talk about that a lot every day at school. And S, start each sentence with a, I'm going to let you guys fill that in. What do you start each sentence with? What? A capital letter. Yes, that's exactly right. So pause. All right, and I will take a picture of this and put it on WhatsApp for you guys. So when your mom or dad or grandparents or whoever says, make sure that you're showing your Panther pause in your journal, you're going to remember P is for punctuation in every sentence. A is always use your best handwriting. W is write in complete sentences. And S is start each sentence with a capital letter. All right. Use your word bank. Make sure you're using that word bank. I made a note to myself. Word bank, and pick a new prompt, okay? And make sure you color it when you're done. All right, so the math, your Solve It sheet is going to be about money and counting coins. All right, this is good review for you guys. So make sure you look at those coins closely. All right, and then we're starting lesson 2, which is straight from your book, your math book, and that's making picture graphs. All right, so you're going to be doing page 535, 536, and that's where your guided practice starts. Okay, and then your independent work starts on page 537 and continues on the back, 538. And then your homework is 539 and 540. All right? I think you guys are going to do good with this. Graphs are fun. You guys have already done some graphs on Early Bird. So I think it's going to be good. But give me some feedback on that. All right, so for spelling, remember to get your words out and you're going to write each word in the box and then type it on the keyboard. So just pick out one of these from your bag, whoops, write it and then type it onto your keypad, okay? Pick a word, write it, type it. You guys have done this before. All right, so for our word work, you guys are going to be hunting for, not nouns, but verbs. You guys know what verbs are. We've talked about verbs. Verbs are what? Words that show action. So, we're going to do a little quiz. If I can find my words. Here they are. All right. Is this an action word? Is that a noun or a verb? Whale. Whale is an animal, so it's a noun. Okay. What about cloud? Person, place, thing, animal. It's a noun. All right. Walk. What makes this word different than this word? Which one shows action? Walking. So walking is a verb, noun, verb. Okay. What about sing? Is that showing action? Are you doing something? Yes, you're singing, so that is a verb. What about these two? Sock and run. Is this a person, place, thing? Or does this show action? No. This is a noun, and run would be the verb showing action. Okay? All right, so you are going to be not hunting for nouns, but you're going to be hunting for verbs. So make sure when you're reading in your sentences that you're looking for those verbs, those action words, and underline your action words, and then find them in your word find. Okay? All right, and then your reading comprehension. This is going to be fun. This is about astronauts. So again, you're going to find the evidence in your text to answer your questions. You're going to read through it 3 times, and by the end of the 3 times, you should be able to answer all 3 of these questions. You're going to be coloring them a certain color, so pay attention to the directions, okay? And underlining your evidence to support your answer, right? And same thing again, true and false. Okay, so that's your reading comprehension. So there's a fun fact sheet about Amelia Earhart. This is going to be something that would be fun to just sit down with someone in your family and kind of read through this together. These are fun facts, things that are interesting to learn about Amelia Earhart. And then what I'd like for you to do is just go ahead and start coloring this portrait of her. Okay? You can color it however you'd like. All right, so on WhatsApp last night, I put a post on there about Mo Willems, and that he is doing a lunch doodle, and it started yesterday, and he's doing it every day at 1, and you can join him live, and it was really very, it was really neat to see his studio. He takes you inside of his studio where he draws all of his pigeons and his elephants and Piggy and all of those characters that we've read the stories. And he talks about doodling and how he doodles. And then he actually invites you to doodle with him. And so my husband and I watched it last night, and I said I would showcase our doodles today. So the theme of the doodle yesterday was monsters with lots of legs. So he's drawing his monster with lots of legs, and you're drawing right along with him. And so this is my monster with lots of legs. I don't have a name for it, but it does have lots of legs. And he encourages you to autograph your work and to make sure you put a date on it, a timestamp. Okay? So there's my monster with lots of legs. And here is Mr. Edwards' Monster with Lots of Legs by Dale with the date. Isn't that cute? He's actually a better drawer than I am. But look at all those legs. So I really do encourage, oh, and even better, guys, he teaches you how to draw our favorite character, Pigeon. Look, I drew that last night. He showed us how. He gave us directions, and it was really fun. His directions were really funny. So there's my pigeon. See, I signed my name. And I wrote the date. And here is Mr. Edwards' pigeon. Dale and date. So I really encourage you guys to get on and watch those. They're so much fun. And take pictures of your drawings, your doodles and your drawings, because he's teaching you to draw things as well, and put them up on WhatsApp, and we can all share them together. Oh, make sure you wear green today, because if you don't, there's a rumor that you might get pinched. So I wouldn't want that to happen. And have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. All right, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.